Good morning, children. In present day situation when the whole world is disturbed due to coronavirus, I would like to share few safety tips to stay protected and healthy. So children, wash your hands right way, boost your immune system, disinfect your belongings, use a tissue while coughing and sneezing. Refrain from touching your eyes, nose and mouth. So now follow these tips and be safe and protected every day. Let us now continue with our teaching learning process. So children, in our previous class, we had studied about the game Kho and Badminton. We learned the rules for playing the game and of course, waiting for the day to come when we can play these games in the playground and enjoy. Hopeful to meet you all very soon. Now before starting the next topic, I would like to ask few questions on whatever we had studied in our previous class. So, which country invented the Kho game? Maharashtra. How many players are there in each team? 12. How many players take up the field for contest? 9 players. How dodgers enter the field? Yes, in batches of 3. How many members of chasing team sit in 8 squares? 8 members. Fine children, now about badminton. How many players are required for playing the badminton game? It is 2 to 4 players and it is a racket and shuttlecocks game, and you often play this game in your leisure hours and enjoy it. Fine children. Now in today's class, we are going to learn about a very familiar game. Most of you have played and enjoyed this game at home with your family and friends. Fine. Any guesses? Yes, of course. It is Ludo. It is an indoor game. Fine. Now, before explaining the rules of this game and how to play the game, I would like to share some interesting facts about the game. This game originated in India by 6th century. So you can imagine how old this game is. This game was played by the Mughal Emperor of India, a notable example being that of Jalaluddin Muhammad Akbar. All of you are familiar with this name. He is a very famous personality in our history. Fine children. So now I am going to focus on the Ludo board. All of you see carefully. This is the Ludo board. A little bit down if it can. Yes. Now, children, you can see the board is colorful and beautiful. It is a board game and the board is normally square in shape. You can see the shape of the board. It is square in shape. Fine. And divided into 4 parts. Each part is of a different color. You can see the board is divided into 4 parts and each part is of different color, that is red, blue, green and yellow. Each part has a square, the starting square, and between these squares are 3 columns and 6 rows. Now this is the starting square. Between these squares, you can see here there are 3 columns. This is the first column, second column and third column. 3 columns are there and 6 rows are there. Children, see carefully here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. 6 rows are there. You can see here the middle column is colored and appears as an arrow. This middle column is colored and it appears as an arrow pointing towards the finish. This is the finishing point. It is known as a player's home column. This column is known as the player's home column. There is a finishing square in the center of the home. Children, you can see here This is the finishing square and it is placed in the center. which is divided into 4 triangles of different color. You can see here it is divided into 4 triangles. 1, 2, 3, 4 triangles, and each triangle is having a different color. The color of each starting square, this is the starting square, and the middle column and triangle is in same color. You can see here the color of the starting square, the middle column, and the triangle. This is the arrow in the form of triangle is in the same color. Within the starting squares are 4 smaller squares on which the 4 tokens are placed. Now this is the starting square, and inside this starting square you can see, children, here 4 circles are there. On these 4 circles, 4 tokens are placed. During the game, actually what happens is, we have to move a piece from its starting square clockwise on the columns of the board and eventually enters the player's home column. That is, we have to start from here and we have to move the tokens like this, and eventually it reaches the home column and finishing point. And we use dice for playing this game, right? It is a game for 2 to 4 players in which the players raise their 4 tokens from start to finish with the help of a dice. Now I'm going to focus on the dice here. Children, you can see here, this is the dice, right? Now what is a dice? A small square object with different number of spots from 1 to 6 on each side. So this is the dice, and we use this dice for playing the game Ludo. Each player has 4 pieces of tokens, right? Each player is having 4 pieces of tokens, and the objective of the game is to move these 4 pieces of from starting square to the home square. This is the home square. A dice is rolled and the pieces are moved as many places as the number on the rolled dice. Whoever moves all the 4 pieces to the home square is the winner. Now the person who moves all the 4 pieces to the home square first is the winner. Fine, children? Now the next game that we are going to discuss is the card games. This is another interesting game, indoor game we play in our leisure hours. When we travel, we have enough time and we often see people playing card games, right? So here I am going to focus the pictures of the card game. Playing cards were first invented in China during the Tang dynasty, around the 9th century, children. Right, you can see here. So card games are played with a pack or deck of 52 playing cards. How many playing cards are there? 52 playing cards are there in a pack. Now, these playing cards are equally divided into 4 suits of spades, clubs, hearts, and diamonds. You can see here, these are spades, hearts, clubs, and diamonds. So these 52 playing cards are divided equally into 4 suits. Each suit has a number card from 1 to 10, followed by 3 picture cards, a jack, a queen, and a king. Here are the 3 picture cards. This is jack, this one is queen, and this one is the king. Fine, children, are you all understanding? Yes. So now one can play many card games, right? Now some of the examples of card games are rummy, mongoose, spoons, Napoleon. Each game has different rules, tricks, and techniques. In most games, the ace is considered to have the highest value, followed by the king, the queen, and the jack in that order. Similarly, 10 has the highest value in number cards. I hope all of you have understood card games. Now the next game that we are going to discuss is the Scrabble. This is the Scrabble game. Alright. Now this Scrabble game, originally called Crisscross, it was developed by Alfred M. Butt, an architect, in 1931. It was redesigned and renamed as Scrabble. Fine. So it is a word game in which 2 to 4 players score points by forming words using individual lettered tiles on a game board marked with a 15 by 15 grid. This is the game board. All of you can see here, it is marked by 15 by 15 grid. The words formed across and down in crossword fashion. That is, the words are formed across or downward and must appear in a standard dictionary. One can also form new words out of those already made on the board. Okay. For example, the word late. Late is made by one person and another person can add choco to it and create a new word, chocolate. Fine. Now the next topic we are going to discuss is social negotiation and fair play. Now children, it is very important point while playing the games. Now, why we play in teams? Why we play the games? Playing in a team helps children to develop many of the social skills they need for life. Right? It teaches them to cooperate, to be less selfish and to listen to other children. It helps you make new friends and build your social circle outside the school. Now, playing also builds character, develops leadership skills, goal setting, and much more. Sports and games play an important role in the development of human personality. By playing games, we inculcate many qualities such as punctuality, discipline, right? Team spirit, etc. We also learn to play fair game and follow all the rules. Now children, what do you mean by fair game? Fair play is nothing but it is a virtue of rule adherence, whereby players and athletes abide by the rules of competition. That is, when you play the game, you have to follow all the rules of the game correctly. And your moral values should be high. If you don't follow all these things, your game cannot be completed. So all these points are very important while playing the game. It is also a commitment to contest in a good spirit and encourage a good attitude towards sports. That includes respect, modesty, generosity, and friendship. Now I hope you have understood what is fair play. In these pictures, you can see a boy is hurt. In your games period, sometimes while you are playing, your friend fall down. What all you do? You stop playing the game and you all come and start helping your friend. Okay? So this is what you learn when you are together in group, in teams. So these things are very important in developing your character and your social behavior. So children, I hope till now you have understood what is social negotiation and what is fair play. Now I'm going to revise what all we have studied today quickly. So the first thing was Ludo. Ludo is a board game and we have to use a dice for playing the game. Players have to move their tokens and reach the finishing square for winning the game, right? The Scrabble game is a word game that is played on the board and we learn the correct spellings of the words and we learn to make new words across and downwards on the board. Card game is another interesting game. There are 52 playing cards in a pack divided equally into 4 suits of spades, clubs, hearts and diamonds. And children, all of you know that sports play a very important role in the development of personality. And we must always play a fair game, whereby players and athletes abide by the rules of competition. Fine children, I hope you have understood all the topics. Now, I'm going to give you a few questions to answer in your homework copy. Copy down these questions. When we will meet, I'm going to correct your copies. What is a dice? How many columns and rows are there on the Ludo board? How many playing cards are there in a pack? What is the importance of sports in our life? What is the meaning of fair play in sports? So I hope you all will finish doing this work, utilize your leisure time and learn. Fine children, and follow all the safety rules. Be safe and protected. Thank you very much and have a nice day.